What's going on, guys? So we're back with a new video, and in today's one we're checking out another mod that is adding motorbikes or dirt bikes to DayZ. So for years and years, ever since DayZ, became its own game, people have always been asking the question, when are we either going to get motorbikes or bicycles in the game? Some modders have taken it upon themselves to create bikes that work in the game, have them out there for the PC players. Now, of course, this can't be on console because it is a mod, unfortunately, but it is cool to see that there is some progress being taken towards actually getting motorbikes working for the game. So maybe sometime down the road, everybody will be able to have motorbikes. So this is the one here that we're going to be looking at today. Dino Spino made the mod, and I will leave a link to that mod down in the description down below, along with his PayPal as well. If you want to donate, you think the mods are cool and you want to support them, you can do by donating to him as well down below. So to get the bike to actually work, you need a couple of different things. You need a car battery, a car radiator, and a spark plug. Now, there is also with this mod a motorbike battery and a motorbike radiator, but they do not work as of yet, so don't use them. You're better off using the car battery and car radiator and spark plug, as the motorbike ones don't work yet, as they're still very work in progress. This entire mod is still very work in progress. It's very difficult to make a mod like this because of the limitations that there is, so he's doing his best to try and get it going. The other thing you'll also need are these things called bike shoes. Now, there is no texture for them at all, but you need 4 of these to be able to put on the chassis of the bike. Nearly certain this stabilizes the bike and puts it on the ground. So if I take these out, for example, if I can, and put them back on, you'll see that the bike, it stabilizes the bike. So I think they're stabilizers, nearly like invisible wheels or something for the bike, so it actually sticks to the road. Once you have all of them in it, then just fill up your radiator and your fuel tank as well, and then you're good to go on the bike. The bike itself looks pretty cool. There is 2 other cleaner, kind of newer looking versions of the bike out there as well, the exact same as this but just different colors, but I thought this one looked the most apocalyptic, so here we are with this one. We get onto the bike as usual, like you do. Go up to it, hold left, get into it. Now, this is where stuff becomes a bit interesting. As you can see, the character's hands are not actually on the handlebars of the bike because there is no animations there for this type of stuff. So all this has to be custom done and everything, and it can be quite tricky to do, so you gotta bear with it. Also, when you're starting up the bike, your character does kind of fold inside of itself, but then once you turn it on, it's ready to go. Also, at the moment, since this is in beta, there is no custom noises for the bike. The noises that are on at the moment, I think, are a placeholder by the sounds of them, but otherwise than that, it's ready to go. So I'm gonna put my, actually I'll keep my earplugs out for right now. As you can see with the motorbike noises, they're just kind of general noises at the moment. But it does work. This is the one thing about it, it does work. Now, of course, with all these lack of animations and stuff, it does look a bit weird that you're riding the bike, but it's not the worst that I've seen out there before, and it is very usable as well. The bike itself can do about 110 kilometers an hour as well, so it is very fast. I was just going to put in my earphones or earplugs so I can actually hear myself. I've noticed one thing with this bike though, the turning circle for it, or the turning radius for it, isn't that great. As you can see, this is about as much as you can kind of turn it, and it is a bit tricky to get around corners and stuff, especially when you're going a bit faster. So I just keep an eye out on that. Also, like any vehicle in DayZ, if you are going at speed and turn around the corner, the bike will tend to drift or slide on you, so you need to be just careful of that as well, that you don't go absolutely flying on the bike. But it does work. It is quite stable. Now, of course, I am playing this in offline mode, and if you were to play this on a full server or try these bikes on a full server, it probably wouldn't work as well, but that's got to be expected with DayZ. You kind of do drive these things at your own risk at this point, but they do work quite well. I do prefer driving them in first person. I just find it a bit easier, but you do get the hang of it pretty quickly, and it is a very cool way to get around. So yeah, it does get a lot of speed. Now, a couple of other things to note as well. There is no inventory slots in this bike, so it is just a bike. You can't store anything in it or anything like that. Maybe down the road there might be one where you can have a storage container on the back of the bike or something. That would be quite cool. You can also apparently fit a passenger on the back of this bike as well, so you can have 2 people on this bike at the one time, which is also really cool. And yeah, it's just another way and something different to get around, so everything is not having to be a car. Now, obviously, the way the character's sitting on the bike and the character's mouth is open and all that, it's just because the animations are so broken. But hopefully down the road with custom animation framework mods that are coming out and stuff like that, that we will eventually be able to see proper animations for this stuff and everything like that. But yeah, also as well, I assume if you were getting shot at on this bike, you would be killed off it, so that is obviously a risk for doing it, but you know, it is cool. And it seems to work well off-road as well, from what I can tell. There is me sliding off, as I did mention there earlier on. It does tend to slide quite a bit if you are going at speed, but I know certain most DayZ vehicles do that. So but I've noticed it does work quite well off-road, which you would expect it to do for it being a dirt bike. Oh, and we've gone and we flipped it. And I think we've done it in. So you gotta be careful with it as we jumped over there. It would be cool to get maybe some implementation, so if you did flip it, that you could go up to it and press F on it and it would flip it back over, or carry a wrench on your inventory or something and it could, you know, reflip the vehicle or something like that. But again, you know, it is what it is. We sadly flipped it. But that is the bike mod. I think this does have great potential down the road to become something really, really good. As of right now, you know, with limitations due to engine and physics and all that type of stuff, it is a work in progress, but it is good to see that, you know, these things can be done. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new as well. And I'll leave info to everything down below as well, so if you want to check out the bike and stuff like that, you can do. But yeah, until the next one, I'll just catch you guys then. So peace out for now.